guys, how are you? I hope you're all staying safe and taking care of yourselves during this quarantine. I wanted to share my time lapse of the weekend with you guys. After Hours was a beautiful album, in my opinion. He just outdoes himself again. And it's because he was able to make us feel in a whole different way with a whole different set of instruments, with a whole different character. So originally, I was actually not going to record this time lapse because I find it, to be a little honest, I find it a little painstaking to take hours and hours of footage and just to compress it to like a few minutes of video. But I started to realize that I wanted to share the process because I love seeing other people's art because there's no hard and fast rule to getting to the end point. I started off with a burnt sienna wash, and a burnt sienna wash is actually used by many artists, I've realized, and I used to not do this in the beginning, but after I started doing it, I realized it really helps the skin tones, especially if you're painting people. The second thing is I added a few lines throughout the canvas because those really help me distinguish space. Because if I'm trying to take a certain image and I'm trying to put that on a canvas, I need to understand how that space, because that space in real life is like the size of my laptop, which is quite small, and I'm trying to, in a way, replicate it on a canvas. So what do I need to do? I need to allow myself a frame of reference. So I start just putting lines blindly everywhere, and I help myself navigate what goes where. Okay, now the third part is the blocking. And I would say blocking takes the longest time because it takes about 60% of the whole painting, because it's a lot of starting off with it looking very messy and you're trying to get to it looking somewhat legitimate. I'm putting very obvious colors, like a very obvious red on one side and a green on the other side, and the eyes look like blobs because I'm just really helping myself. I'm telling my mind when it encounters it again where a part exists. And the beauty of this is that it's very forgiving. I mean, if you were to mess this process up, it's really not going to do anything. You can definitely go back and fix it up, especially because it's oil paint. Because it takes so long to dry, a lot of people say that oil painting is a little more complex, but in a way I find it more forgiving because nothing is set in stone yet, because you can really just go back and just fix things up if you want. Overall, I would say the biggest challenge is the transition from the green to the red, because I can't just put the same greens and the reds. I have to combine them with multiple different colors to reflect the sort of lighting that was already in the picture. And it's very different with a picture versus a painting, because painting, in the end of the day, you're really breaking it down, building it up all over again. So when I was painting it, I really had to zoom into the picture to see the different shadows so I can just be as detailed as possible. And even still, I look at the painting and I'm like, you know what? I can work on it even more. I'm like, no, just stop it. Like, it's okay, because my goal, I'm starting to change it. My goal is to not have it look exactly like a picture out there. My goal is to just convey what I felt. So as long as I got that, I'm happy. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video and having this conversation with me about painting, and I hope to see you next time.